What's up, Giants fans, Hub watchers, YouTube subscribers, Twitter and Instagram followers? It's Kush back at it again with another episode of the Young Guns podcast. Just tuning in, popping in on time is Kidblue. First and foremost, welcome back, everybody. Shout out to everybody here. We got Jaden the Champ, Wolves, Lord Commissioner Manny, Bark Nasty, Tracy Stan, Cresley Thomas, Mike Nixon, the Entertainer. Stand up. I still believe you are Wes Steinberg. All right, you can't prove me otherwise until I see a picture or a video of you and Wes Steinberg in the same room at the same time. All right, welcome back, everybody, to another episode. Real quick, what I got to say is, KB, I don't know if you know this, but since I started since last week adding stuff to the Streamlabs, so you know how you have to go to like YouTube to see the chat and whatnot. There's now a soundboard. Right. All right, so let's see here.
This is
I look very blurry on the chat, though. I look very, very blurry.
Oh, yeah, you're blurry in StreamYard right now. Maybe your internet's going to correct itself. But this right here, we all know that Young Guns is this sound.
This is a certified hood classic.
And then, yeah, we lit up in here, bro. All right?
I can barely hear it in my ears, but they hear it, so that's all that counts. Let's go.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome back. Oh, yeah, and I added one that a lot of people wanted me to add. I can't remember if it's 7 or 4.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust
That's the
me.
one.
You're not that guy.
People wanted me to add that sound. For those of you, so for KB, the sound they wanted me to add was "You're not that guy, pal. Trust me, you're not that guy."
Which, you're not that guy, pal.
Which I'm gonna use tonight because there was a couple of guys that just were not those guys for the Giants, and they had to go and they retired. Shout out to everybody in here. How you doing, KB, man? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm wondering why
the guest popped in. Lord is here.
Nice.
Wait, where's that camera? There we go.
Yeah.
I was here for like
back.
a couple minutes, you know. I got a web camera, so you know.
Do you have a light as well?
It's in 180 instead of 720, so wait, it's like reverse though. It's like mirror. This is my right hand.
Is it? I'll be honest, I can't tell. Because it says
Backwards,
it still
so it's,
says
like,
GT
confusing
Racing.
me.
Am I the only person that still says that it still shows GT Racing properly?
Are we live?
Yes, we're live.
Oh.
I'm just gonna do a little bit since there's 3 people in here now to make us all fit better. Bam. All right, bam. So, all right, KB, go ahead, man. How you doing, man? What's up?
Yeah. If you're wondering, Lauren, he's streaming he's not streaming from StreamYard, so that's why it would.
You're using Streamlabs?
Yeah, he's in Streamlabs. You have to go to his channel to see the
oh wait, I feel like you gotta explain this to me another.
Yeah, I feel like I have to explain. I figured that that was the issue. Yeah, but I'm good, man. I'm good. Chilling. We got Engraven in the building. What's going on, Engraven?
Shout out to Engraven. Big Play Slay in here. Cody Gents. David AV. What happened?
Yeah.
I'm subscribed to him.
Engraven's that dude.
Yeah, he's a Ravens fan.
Really, really good. Really good video maker. But man, I'm feeling good, man. Football is back. We actually have things to talk about. Working on an upload after this video is up. I'm gonna be working on something that First Take did about the Giants brawl. Yeah, it's been fun seeing the Giants having some attention again. Honestly,
even if it's not like the best attention.
Right. Even if it's not like all publicity is good publicity at this point. Like I just want to talk some Giants. That's it. So it is what it is.
And Lauren, what's up? It's been a long time, guys. Her links are in the description down below. SheGotSports. How you doing?
I was just pulling up the YouTube video so I could look at the chat.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, it's been months. Very, very long time. Very long waiting. And I'm just honored to be here with someone who definitely runs at least a 4.3 in the 40-yard dash in KB.
This man was speedy.
Oh. You guys saw my Twitter
Look
video.
at like Sonic out there, just gets the balls.
Bro, this man is the definition. You know what KB is? KB is literally Deshaun Jackson.
Nah, I think I'm like more like a scat back, but I'll take it. But
the person who gave me fan fest tickets this year, Cody, was good. Shout out to Cody, everyone.
Hey, Cody gave you fan fest tickets. That is what's up.
Damn, I wish I could go up there, man. Everybody's going up there for Fan Fest, and I'm just by myself down here in Florida, man.
Real
Shout
quick.
out to him for real. That's the goat.
Shout
right
out to
there.
Wolves for the $2 super chat. He says Kidblue running with that Burger King camera right now.
Listen, it can't be me because I'm looking at StreamYard right now and I'm perfectly fine, but it's on Cush's end that I'm looking like trash.
Bro.
He's sabotaging
You
me.
could ask.
That's exactly
Lauren,
what's
does he
happening
not look
right
like
now.
trash on your end right now in StreamYard?
He looked more like pixelated before. Now it's not that bad.
Yeah. And look, now it updated. It's your internet, bro. It's the Burger King Wi-Fi and camera combo.
Wait, I'm trying to switch back and forth between the stream and the chat. Sorry.
But we got an Eagles fan in here. We got an Nerd Cage Live. We got a lot of people in here. Guys. Welcome in, everybody. Big Play Slay, who is the Eagles fan, says, I should not compare you to Deshaun Jackson. You're right. He's probably better than Deshaun Jackson.
John
People
Ross.
call me Little Tariq Cohen. That's a Little Tariq Cohen or Darren Sproles or
I said Devin Singletary.
Yeah, Devin Singletary. Whatever short, tiny running back you can think of, that's what everybody calls me. So
You were just like zoom. You're just like at the moment like zoom.
Yeah.
Oh, what was that?
And I will say this.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Everybody is just talking about Wes Steinberg real quick. And we could quickly talk about that because this man is a GOAT.
Let me tell
He
you, bro.
fooled national media, NFL media, former
and they're
players.
still believing. They're still. I was scrolling on Instagram today, and I followed this Instagram account that covers the Giants Nation 2.0. Maybe the owner of this account is in this chat. I don't know, but he posted Wes Steinberg's tweet as something that was like true, like a factual source or whatever, and he posted it, and the comments were like going off. I'm like, look at all these misled people. Look at all these misled people.
runs
Just
that
not.
account?
I'm
don't
convinced
know.
it's entertaining.
Kush thinks it's entertainer. Listen, just for the sake of it, I'm gonna go with it too. All right.
Really?
Like,
Has
for those of you
anyone
that don't
asked you?
remember,
Because you know why? You know why? Tana also was like, "Oh, I feel great for putting you on and all that stuff." Like, I see you, Tana. I see you talking to that account,
bro.
trying to
Not
make
just
it
that,
low
bro.
key.
Literally in one of our, we were all together for a stream. I can't remember if it was on his channel or someone else's before the draft. It was the stream that the Trevon Grimes burner account came into the chat, and Tana offhandedly mentioned, I'm gonna make a troll account, and I'm gonna make it go big. I don't think it's a coincidence, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's a coincidence.
Danny Diary.
I
Think
wonder.
it's the same person?
Listen, I wonder if that stock picture is one of the people that works for Faruqi, his sponsor, and he's just using somebody's
some dude
likeness.
named Derek Wolf or something like that.
Oh yeah, something Wolf. Is he? He's a lawyer, isn't he?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Come on.
I don't know,
Come on.
man.
That makes sense. It makes sense.
A shout out to Wolves for the
listen,
$2
we're
super chat.
sleuthing.
He says KB said sabotage, sus Amogus.
Amogus.
We still with the Amogus memes out here?
I said sabotage. I don't
With
get
the
it.
camera thing.
Among
That
Us.
was way earlier. Yeah, it's an Among Us joke.
Yeah.
Wolves, it's alright, bro. I understood your joke, bro. I understood your
It's all
reference.
good, Wolves.
But no, today it cracked me up again because I think he called Ocho Cinco today. Previously, he called Brandon Marshall, and then he called a New York Times writer, bro. I'm like, I love Leslie Steinberg because he's just exposing all these reporters that straight up don't check their sources or their facts.
Exactly.
Anyway.
If there's one thing, like I get it. Maybe if you're like a fan or if you're like a smaller creator like us, like we were fooled right in the beginning. We're like, of course, we kind of was like, oh damn, that can't be true. But then we quickly realized it was a troll account. But if you are a blue check mark or you have NFL at
Now
the
they're a
last of your
professional. It's their
Twitter
job.
handle, yeah, the professionals, and you screw that up. And you are quoting Wes Steinberg, you got an issue. You have an issue, and you're exposed for not checking your sources, man.
What do you think about it, Lauren?
Well, I just kind of heard about it the past few days. I think the one I saw today was the Joe Judge tweet about the fight.
Oh yeah, the Joe Judge
That
one. That's the one that the New York Times reporter, wherever they are, quoted, and they were like, "Football coaches are weird." I'm like, you can't be serious, bro. She just got fooled by this.
You just retweeted, be like, "Oh no, you're the weird one for thinking that this is true." The one that had me rolling, that I think went extremely viral, was the one where he posted that Logan Ryan said, yeah, he called Evan Ingram like Butterfingers. Yeah, Butterfingers, and that Evan Ingram turned around and they started scuffling, and that's how the fight started. Everybody started posting that as if that was real.
I love Logan Ryan.
Yes, everybody's like, I love Logan Ryan for saying the truth and exposing.
And we would actually have locker problems.
It's hilarious.
If Logan Ryan said that, there wouldn't have been all laps back in the locker room like he said there were, bro.
Right.
Nobody would have been cool with each other.
Oh my god, that is just hilarious, man. Oh man.
Shout out to Tudo for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it, Tudo, all the way from Italy. He says, salute my Giants Pisanos, Kush and Kidblue. Drop by your office to turn on the lights and pay my respects and slap all the Eagles fans on my way out. I love the service you constantly provide to me, Tudo. It's needed, bro.
Yep, we love it. We love it here.
Bro, I remember how West first started, and obviously we're going to get to actual football right after this, but West first started. You're right. He's a football insider. He's an NFL insider. But the way this man first started, if nobody knows, in the chat or whatever, was with that Kenny Golladay tweet. He started like this offseason. This guy is 100% a Giants fan. When he tweeted, I've spoken to Kenny Golladay personally and asked him if he's going to the Giants, and his response was yes. And that was his first tweet to ever go viral, and his account exploded.
Did he have 0 followers at that point?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
He got like over 1,000 in one day off of that. But let's get quickly to, I guess, the most recent news, guys. I'll get KB and then Lauren's thoughts. So we had 2 people that signed with the Giants, Todd Davis and Joe Looney, literally like 4 days ago. And after a couple days of practice, it turns out that
You're not that
they
guy,
were not
pal.
that
Trust
guy.
me. You're not that guy.
Todd Davis retired yesterday, and then Joe Looney retired today. What's you guys' thoughts, man? By the way, State Arpleton in the chat.
Well, yeah, just dude, that might be my favorite account now. State Arpleton in the building. Damn, what was the question? I completely lost my train of thought.
So, Todd Davis and Joe Looney
retired.
Yeah, I
and
was thinking about that. I was like, I didn't even know the reasons for it. If you could quickly mention that.
So, Todd Davis said he didn't want to feel... Oh, let me let the super chat pass.
All right, because I think that he retired because he didn't want to feel like he had to start all over again, right?
Yeah,
like he didn't want to have to earn his spot again.
Both of them, even though they both say it has nothing to do with the laps, I feel like the laps have at least some part to do with it, because starting all over again implies that, he kind of doesn't want to put in all the work that these other players are putting. That's the way I read it, which is like, it has a bad connotation to it, but I look at it as he had some type of sense and entitlement walking into the Giants building. But I'm like, you were coming in practicing for a special team spot, or at the very most, the second linebacker spot. But the way Joe Judge talked about him, Judge said he's excited to see how he works on the kicking team. I was like, all right, this man's a special team signing. And then with Joe Looney, what Looney said was that his body just couldn't do it anymore. His body basically is done with football. So those were the 2 reasons.
That one, the Joe Looney one, I could definitely understand, being that he is a bigger guy, and if you're not conditioning yourself right, remember, these offensive linemen can move.
That's the same point I brought up, bro. Remember, the Giants are probably one of the best teams at conditioning now.
Yeah, and on top of that, the way you have to force a 300-pound body to move in football is not anything normal a 300-pound person should be doing. So obviously, if he's not conditioned right, if he feels like he's too old, his body is too worn down, especially with 10 years in the NFL, I can definitely understand that one. Todd Davis, on the other hand, just seems to me like he just gave up, and he just did not want to start from the beginning again, which is kind of just not respectful in a way. Like, I can't respect that at all. Like, I get, he doesn't feel like he was respected because obviously he was a free agent, even though he led the Broncos in like 3 or 4 seasons in tackling, which I understand that completely. And he doesn't feel like he was respected, but earn your spot again. This must be the only team that's giving you a chance, and earn your spot again, man. It's like you have Reggie Ragland and Tay Crowder as a second middle linebacker spot. You're saying you're so intimidated by those guys that you feel like you can't earn a spot on this team? Like, come on, man. There's no way Tay Crowder and Reggie Ragland are really challenging you that much to say that you gotta be done with football. I think this is like his 5th year in the league, 6th year in the league. He hasn't even been
7.
that.
Hasn't it been 7? I think it's gonna be
7 years.
Yeah.
But either way, I mean, Come on, man. You're telling me that you just want to hang it up after that? Like, you can do something if you led the Broncos in tackling for a number of years straight. You can do something. There has to be another reason. I honestly think it is because of maybe
I don't
he
think what
just
he
wanted
said was untrue. Like he
right.
didn't want to start over. I think that's
But there's
definitely
more
part of
to
it.
it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
real quick, Lauren, before you go, shout out to Tudo for the $5 super chat. He said, "We all Sicilian Italians are born and raised diehard New York sports teams fans naturally, and anti-Eagles for life. We can't help it, Pisano. Forget about it. I appreciate it."
Forget about it.
But yeah, Lauren, go ahead. Oh yeah, another thing he said was he's prepared for the real estate business, so he's going into real estate. Todd Davis.
Great business to get into.
So basically, I don't really think it's about the laps. I feel like that's just kind of like an easy, like, oh, they didn't want to run the laps. Like, I don't really feel like that's the case. But I'm just not. I feel like some people are trying to be like, oh, this coaching staff, like, trying to be like Bill Belichick, blah blah blah. It's not working. I don't really think it's that. Like, I don't think these guys retired because Joe Judge is a bad coach or something, or his system isn't working. I think they were both, free agents, you know, a little bit older, not like they're just coming out of college, signed as free agents after the draft. And I don't know, I'm not I'm not freaking out about it. Like, congrats on a career. There's like no ill feelings here. Like, I'm not like, oh, you're a quitter, this, that. It's just, it didn't work out. And I'm not overly concerned about it. It's not like Kenny Galladay is out there retiring. You know what I mean? No offense to
Right.
It's guys who were signed as free agents who probably towards the end of their careers, and maybe they didn't feel it was a match. So
I feel like I feel like it's so weird that two players back to back retired from the team. It's like, what the hell is going on here? Two players retired, and that's like the only players that retired so far, and they both come from the Giants, and they were both signed within 24 hours. It feels
I
so
think
weird.
the reason it feels weird and it kind of I guess hit us. I wouldn't say hit us hard, but kind of smacked us in the face a little bit is because of what it was compounded on. Todd Davis retired. Then that very same day, a couple minutes after, Kenny Galladay has the minor hamstring injury. Then a couple minutes after that, the brawl happened. And then the very next day, Joe Looney retires. It's like, one after the other. It's just the sequence of events.
Like the first retired, like Todd Davis retired. I'm like, okay, he felt like maybe he just can't do this anymore or whatever the case may be. Okay, he retired. And then we see Joe Looney retire. I'm like, wait, what the hell's going on here with these new guys? Yeah, what's going on here? So I don't know. I found it really, really weird, but it what it is.
So what you guys think about Kenny Galladay's injury? It's minor, is what we're hearing, but nothing confirmed yet. What was your initial reaction?
well, when I first saw the video, I was like, oh no, it's a hamstring. And knowing his hamstring history, and even DJ last year with his hamstring and how that kind of just lingered there. I always say, not a doctor in case anyone, just thought that for some reason. But it just seems like hamstrings are so tricky and like a thing that can linger. It's good news that it's not severe. I kind of didn't think it was severe when I saw the video because he was kind of able to, walk it off and walk into the facility. But it just concerns me because it's a hamstring. Like seeing what we saw with DJ last year, it makes me a little nervous. But I'm not like overly concerned. It's only August 4th right now, so
Yeah,
just take it slow.
I hate when media reporters and beat writers saying, "Oh, he avoided a big injury," as if it's supposed to make us feel relieved. I'm like, no, any little thing could have happened and it would have been a big injury. Like I am relieved that it was minor, but it does worry me a little bit that we're this early in the training camp and he already tweaked something. Like that just tells you how fragile these players are now. At any moment, they can just get hurt and be out for the rest of the year. I don't think this injury in particular is going to be a big issue. I think even though hamstrings are tricky, they definitely are, especially in football, especially with wide receivers, and they're constantly, striding with their legs and stuff like that. I definitely am worried that this is going to be a series of this is going to be a reoccurring thing with Kenny Golladay, tweaking something, a little injury here, a little injury there, and he's constantly going to have to battle with stuff. I'll be honest, it was something I was really worried about before we signed him, like as a potential free agent target. Are we going to regret giving this guy big money with his injury history? And this does not help me feel better at all. So right off the bat, I don't want to feel bad about it. I don't want to feel worried, but in the back of my mind, I am.
Are you worried about any potential re-injuries or anything like that in the future, Lauren? Given his history.
Of this hamstring?
Of, I guess, anything with Kenny Golladay?
Well, like KB said, like when we signed him, yes, I was there in the room, guys. When the Giants signed him, that was definitely something I thought about. Like, oh, I hope he stays healthy. I hope he doesn't get injured. That's like part of the game, though. Like how often? I think he's only played a full season once, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't quote me on that. But a lot of guys miss games, and you just hope he's 100% for most of the season. But as they say, guys are like never 100% once the season's over, right? Like no one is 100%.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
They're all beat up.
Like
Yeah.
that's like impossible.
Right. Completely agree. Oh, you have to highlight that comment from. Oh, you're not.
Yeah, I can't highlight the comment.
Yeah.
I could read it though.
But
Which one?
that was a really good comment there by Cressley. I think it says Cressley.
Oh, wait. I want to leave that because I want to first get to another injury. Then we're gonna get to the brawl. That injury happened today. That is, so Levine Toilolo, I think it was, tore his ACL in practice today. So we had an injury yesterday.
I think it was
We had an injury
Achilles.
today.
When
Oh, did you not know about that?
my
I
phone
thought
gives me
it
all
was
the
Achilles,
wrong.
though.
Oh, was it his Achilles or his ACL? One out of the two, right?
It's the same thing, isn't it? Isn't it considered an ACL? His Achilles?
Well, your
Achilles is
more-
like by your heel.
yeah, it's more lower, I think. Whatever the case is, the man tore something. He's
Whatever.
basically out for the season, all right? Real quick, shout out to Tudo for the $5 super chat. He says, I took my broken vacuum cleaner back to the repair shop to fix it. They put an Eagles jersey on it, and it sucks even more. You know why I like that one? It reminds me of the jokes of
Hey,
like when
it
there's tickets
works.
in the dashboard, and like somebody broke it and left 2 more tickets. I love those types of jokes.
hey, Tudo, it works. It works.
But yeah, Levine,
Well-
I'm guessing you didn't know, he tore his Achilles today in practice. He's gonna be basically out. I mean,
Wow.
this sounds
man.
terrible.
So-
I'm not too worried. We already had a couple of guys on the roster at the tight end spot, in my opinion. And I think
Yeah, like-
guys are gonna step up.
Yeah, and like as a
Like,
player
thanks for him,
contributing to the team,
obviously,
I'm not
though.
too
Like, this is
worried.
a
Yeah,
bad injury. This is like
that's what I'm saying.
This is gonna be a
ACL
tough
tears are just
recovery.
bad. And especially for a guy like Levine Toilolo, who is not really necessarily anybody to, that any GM was like dying to have on their team. So now when he comes back from this ACL tear, it's going to be harder for him to find a job in the NFL, and hopefully he does so. I don't know if he's still on contract with us by that time, but he'll probably be cut anyway. But damn, that does suck. My phone gets all the wrong notifications. My phone gave me a notification that we signed tight end Tommy Stevens. I said, who the hell is this guy? And I'm like, why did we sign another tight end? This is the reason. Instead of telling me that Levine Toilolo tore his ACL,
Achilles.
they just tell me the Giants signed Achilles. They just tell me the Giants signed Tommy Stevens. So, I mean, these
Are you worried at
notifications-
all? Or not? Not for
about the tight end spot?
Yeah.
I didn't really think Levine Toilolo. I didn't want Levine back on the team, and I didn't think we needed him. But as far as the player, I am, obviously that's concerning. But on the team, I don't really think it really makes too much of a difference. I feel like the tight end spot is deep enough just purely with Evan Ingram and Kyle Rudolph there. I know both those guys have their own fair share of injury concerns, but then you have Caden Smith backing those two guys up, and then whoever you guys, whoever the Giants pick up, like this Tommy Stevens guy. I mean, I'm not worried about it. I don't think our 4th string, 5th string tight end is going to be, starting. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's deep enough just with those two there, and then Caden Smith backing them up.
Lauren.
Yeah, agreed. I just agree with all that. I mean, it sucks for him, like I said. Like, Achilles is a brutal injury, I can imagine. Like, that's got to be an insanely tough recovery and rehab, like a long process. But if we're just speaking numbers-wise and roster-wise, I think the roster is going to be okay. That
Mhm.
sounds so mean, but I mean, I feel
Yeah,
bad.
I know, right? It
That's
sounds
gotta
so.
be insanely painful. Like,
Kush, how can you ask us that? How can you ask that? Oh, so, what do you think about the team now?
I think
yeah,
that listen, I said it, man.
you'd have to
Listen,
get surgery, and it's
bro.
gonna
I
be in like
hope that this
physical
man,
therapy for
I
such a
hope that
long
this man
time.
recovers well. I hope that he heals up. You know what I'm saying? I hope that he can still find a well-paying job, whether it's in the NFL or not. But my boy Caden Smith is gonna step up and continue where he left off in 2019, in my
Hey
opinion.
man, Foot Locker is hiring. Foot Locker
Foot
is
Locker's
hiring.
hiring. No, let's not say that, bro. Let's not say that.
We love you, Levine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
we
You're
love you,
even
man.
though you were signed to be our blocking tight end and you were just okay at it.
I remember that catch you had against Cleveland where I thought you were gonna drop it and you caught it for 9 yards. Good job, man.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
And on the bright side, Caden Smith gets to shine, I guess. Or maybe somebody beats him out. This Tommy Stevens guy.
Listen, man, Caden Smith needs to get some more opportunities, man. I know it feels like same thing with Wayne Gallman. Caden Smith is in that same boat that Wayne Gallman was in. It's like you could see their potential, but every time they get a chance to shine, they always screw something up somehow. Like Caden Smith has some drops. Same thing with Wayne Gallman in his early career. He had some fumbles. And then from there on, they're like, oh, you screwed up once. You're not playing ever again this season. You know, like they just don't use you after one mistake. Caden Smith is in that I guess area right now. He needs to get some more opportunities and he needs to be allowed to get consistent, allow some time to get consistent because I feel like he has some good potential.
Is he gonna see much? Do you think? I don't think he's gonna see much above Rudolph and Ingram.
He won't. That's the problem. He won't. And if he does get to see much in a 3 tight end set or whatever, and he screws up a 2-yard pass or something, he's never getting a chance again. So he has to make do with everything every opportunity he has. Whether it's a block, whether it's a 2-yard pass, blocking on a screen, whatever the case may be, special teams, do everything you can to get on that field, man. Exactly. Yeah. Do everything you can to stay on that field, man.
By the way, yeah, so Tanner's back in here. We were saying, Tanner, we've never seen you and Wes Steinberg in the room at the same time, so just putting that out there.
Tanner. Yeah, Tanner.
And you want me to read this Kresley one, right? He says, man, the media is making me mad right now. So if the Lions have a fight, they talk it up and hype up Dan Campbell. But if it's the Giants, they talk like Joe Judge is terrible and is the downfall of the New York Giants.
Did you see that? Did you see the fight that happened with Detroit?
I didn't see the
Was there a
fight.
video?
There was a fight that happened with Detroit. I didn't see the film either, but there was a
All
fight
these
that happened with
fights,
Detroit.
but no videos.
Yeah, right. Good. I know. There was a fight that happened in Detroit training camp, and it was apparently it was one of the receivers and cornerbacks fighting each other. And Dan Campbell said it hyped him up. It was hype. He was hyped up about it or whatever. And the mainstream media is just praising him like, oh, this silly coach. He's so hyped up and man, this guy is so great or whatever. He's just so fun to cover. And then this whole thing with the Giants happens, and it's like Joe Judge is losing the team. This locker room is in shambles, and this is a terrible look. The bias is so unreal with the mainstream media, man. It's like, why is Detroit getting praised for Dan Campbell liking a fight, and then Joe Judge is scrutinized for disciplining because of a fight? It doesn't make sense.
I mean, are we surprised that the media hates the Giants at this point?
It's like, why though? Why? And I know every fan base feels like I'm sure Engraven, if you're still in the chat, I'm sure you feel like, the Ravens are constantly, scrutinized by mainstream. Every fan of every team feels like their team is scrutinized by mainstream media. But for whatever reason, Giants are always a target. I don't understand why. Like it started as far as long as I can remember with Eli Manning, back in my early years, and then Tom Coughlin and the way he coaches, and then freaking forget about it with Joe Judge. I mean, Joe Judge comes in and it's like the world is ending for the mainstream media. So it's like I don't know what it is about the Giants that the mainstream media loves to pick on us.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about it, Lauren?
Well, honestly, I feel like Good Morning Football.
Good Morning Football seems like the only show
They're
that
the
likes
only
us.
place that loves us, and I love Nate Burleson. I love the guy. I love Nate Burleson.
They're like the
And I
people who are like
love Kay
Giant
Adams.
supporters. Well, they're supposed to be not biased or anything, but they predicted the Giants to be a playoff team last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this year Nate Burleson like repeated himself and said this year as well. So Fingers crossed. But yep.
Peter Schrager is not that bad either. Of course, Kay Adams. KB is taking Kay Adams if you're listening. So he's a
Yeah,
terrible
so you
person if
find
he's gonna
find
vote
another
for you.
one, Kush, and don't take my beat writer either. I saw what you're trying to do on Twitter, and I don't appreciate that. All right?
Yo, I can't
I
like
saw
tweets,
that.
bro.
No, you can't do that.
Mike Nixon was commenting on the torn Achilles. He says, "Trust me, a torn Achilles doesn't tickle. I know from experience. For someone that tore his ACL and torn Achilles in one play, Jesus, Mike, wow, that must have been. I can't even
Achilles
imagine.
and ACL in one
In
play.
one play, God, did you overextend or something? Wow.
Mike.
What? That's probably one of the worst.
Mike,
injuries
how did
I've
that
heard of.
happen?
That's like
Like
double surgery.
I don't want to, Mike. I don't know. I don't want to make you relive your
Probably your most
injury,
painful
but, like,
memory.
Probably, yeah. I'm sorry, but how does that even occur?
Yeah, what sport was that too?
Because I don't even think that happens in NFL. I've never seen an ACL and Achilles injury at the same time.
It was football because Mike coaches football right now.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I'm guessing it's probably from when he was playing, maybe
Ah,
back in high
that's
school.
terrible. That's brutal.
Yeah. Wow.
Giants opinion sports a dog bite.
Yo, imagine you
Oh,
tear something from a dog bite, bro. Oh my God, that's gonna be one huge dog, bro.
Oh, speaking of that, you want to know something? You know my turtle,
Yeah.
my beautiful turtle. I took her out of her tank today because I'm in transition of giving her a new tank because she's getting too big, and so right now I have a little basking area for her outside of the of her tank, and I have like a big huge bin that I put her in, and so I'm drying her off so I could put her in the basking area. She doesn't usually bite me. She bit me and held on that when I dragged her across the floor, and she just ripped out a big chunk of my skin here. Oh, where is my hand at? Right here.
I think I see it. That red thing.
Yeah, it doesn't look as bad on camera, but she took layers of skin out. And she she bit me. I had her on the floor. She bit me, and I reacted, and I dragged her, almost flung her across the room, but she held on tight, man. It hurt. It was throbbing as soon as it happened, but
For
damn.
me, with mine, when she was younger, she used to do it a lot. I used to kind of tease her or play a game with, like, I'd stick my finger in the tank, wait for her to come back, and then I'd pull it back.
Yeah, I thought it was
Yeah.
a joke. Dude, I thought it was a joke. I'm like, look at her little mouth. That does nothing. She don't even got teeth. Bro, they're like scissors, man.
Yeah, no, it
They're like
clamped on
scissors.
several times. It's gone by now, but like 4 or 5 years ago, right there by the nail is the most painful part to get it. Because when they
Oh.
clamp in, it almost feels like it's gonna rip out the nail.
Yeah. Oh, damn, man. Yeah. Guys, turtles are cute, but they are not fun when when they bite you.
Yeah, she hasn't been me in a long time though. I guess she got used to me. But speaking of the brawl, I know what KB feels about it, and we're gonna get to you in a second. But Lauren, what did you generally feel about the Giants brawl and everything that went down there?
I was just like, well, this is what happened in my head, play by play. So at first I saw the tweet and I was like, what the heck? Daniel Jones ended up at the bottom of a pile in a brawl? What? Like, what just happened? I'm confused. Then basically all the stuff comes out and you hear what happens and you're like, okay, it was the first day of pads. You know, Logan Ryan says he doesn't have a problem with Evan Ingram. They're cool, they're fine. It was just like they're playing football and they started shoving. It's first day of pads. Like, that's going to happen. And then everyone's going to get into it a little bit. And it's just like, I like what Logan Ryan said. He's like, the players are tired of losing. The fan base is tired of losing. We need a little bit of chippiness out here. Well, I'm paraphrasing what he said. You know, I just don't have the direct quote in my head. But I like that. It's like, the players are showing that they care. They're not out there practicing like sort of lackadaisically, like la la la, whatever. Oh, blah blah blah. They're showing that they care. First day of pads, even in the first week of August, they're showing that they care and they're bringing the energy. And I hope they bring that energy during the season. And that was my TED talk about the fight.
Your TED talk.
TikTok. Oh man. I listen, man. I know a lot of people probably don't agree with the fight. Like I said, I'm coming out with a video more explaining that later when First Take talked about it, because Max Kellerman pretty much agreed with what I agree with. As far as it's not something that should always happen, but something that is a good indicator of the competitiveness. I made a tweet a couple, I think it was yesterday, last night, well, because the brawl happened yesterday, so it had to have been. But last night, I made a tweet talking about how the difference between this year and the team that was in 2017. You guys remember 2017 where the team was basically losing on purpose, missing tackles on purpose. Landon Collins and Eli
Rams
Apple.
third and 33 goes for a touchdown.
Right. Landon Collins and Eli Apple throwing hands with each other. JPP out here being a locker room issue, and just a lot of issues happening in 2017 where this team was completely downhill. There was no leadership. Ben McAdoo and players were dying to get rid of this guy. Eli Manning was benched for the first time in his career. And just the team was in shambles. The transformation from then to now, with the team being competitive, showing grit, showing unity, showing camaraderie, and fighting like family does, and making up right afterwards, and just being a family again. Like, that's how you know this culture is different. This culture is not your freaking, every other NFL team that fights and has culture issues, and like the Dallas Cowboys, right? The Dallas Cowboys, they fight all the time in training camp, and they always had bad leadership under Jason Garrett. But this year with this team is totally different than all of that. It showed a lot of unity, and it showed that this team is just competitive. It's getting competitive. They're caring about what's going on right now, and they're defending each other. Offense versus defense. When that happens on the field in the regular season, the offense is going to have everybody's back, each other's back, and the defense is going to have each other's back. Doesn't matter who's in front of them. So,
and Danny's going to throw hands with someone.
That's right. Danny better throw some hands. Yeah, but I liked it. I'm not going to say this should happen all the time, because it shouldn't. Then that's when it's going to be an issue. But, of course, when a team is going to get as competitive as they are, this is going to happen. It's going to happen at least once. So, I thought it was beneficial to the team.
Mm-hmm. And of course, one difference I will say, I know that of course we all hate the media, because the media is the media, and they praise other teams as not Giants to put the Giants down. I will say the difference between, if I remember correctly, the Lions brawl and the Giants brawl was, the Giants brawl involved everybody. Joe Judge literally threw everybody out of practice, ended early. I think the Lions brawl was just two players. I think it was just a wide receiver and a DB.
And the other thing is also, it's like the New York Giants, so New York's like a big media market, and then it's like the Lions. So, more people are probably fans of the Giants. I don't know like the exact numbers. I bet you can kind of gauge it like through Instagram followers, but I don't know how many followers the Lions have on Twitter and other social media followings and stuff. But just story-wise, like, I feel like the media is gonna always go more towards the Giants, because it's it's a big media market. It's the biggest media market, and you'll get clicks and views and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'll say this: they've been kind of very negative with us this offseason. Maybe I'm imagining it, but our beat reporters. Well, first of all, beat reporters haven't really been good this entire offseason in general. They've been asked, we say at mad times, they've been asking the weirdest questions, the worst questions in the press conferences. And negative tweets, or tweets that are supposed to be negative more than usual, in my opinion. That's just me. I don't know if you guys see it as well.
Yeah, but it's been the same guys over and over again. Jordan Renan, Matt Lombardo, these guys are just clowns. I don't listen to anything they say, but they just want to stomp on the Giants as much as they can.
And I will say, shout out to Danny Thomas for $5 super chat. He says, thoughts on Knicks free agency. I know I'm a Knicks fan. KB is a Knicks fan. And Lauren's a Knicks fan. Yeah, so why don't you guys go first, then I'll give mine last.
Go ahead, Lauren.
Here comes the money.
So, I'll just go real quick. I think it's been a great free agency period thus far, because, there weren't really any of those huge name free agents out there. It wasn't like, the 2019 free agency draft class. But I think the Knicks made a lot of good moves to make this roster better and kind of address the issues they had last year. And Kemba Walker, that just makes me so happy. The homecoming, just like I said this in my video.
Bro, Kemba was supposed to be in New York 10 years ago.
A while ago. Yeah, I know.
It just makes me happy that he wanted to come back to New York. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to come home. He wanted to play on the Garden floor. And he's the best Knicks point guard there's been in how long?
Since Stephon Marbury, I'm going to say.
The Knicks have been missing that good point guard forever. And it's going to be interesting to see how much having a good point guard changes this team. Not that D Rose was bad, but he only played for half the season last year. He was so good in the playoffs, but D Rose and Kemba and quickly.
Bro, the rotation of Rose and Kemba at point
Right.
guard is the best rotation we've
Right.
had. I don't know how long. And
It's such an improvement. It's crazy.
and Tibbs knows how to use Rose at this point in his career now. We all know that. He knows
Yeah.
what minutes to give him so that he's still effective. So for anybody saying, Kemba's injured and whatnot, trust me, Tibbs is going to know how to rotate him and D Rose. I ain't got no problem with that.
Yeah. As far as the free agency goes, I love the Kemba Walker signing. Don't know how. I mean, I guess it was the Evan Fournier signing as well. And then I'll be honest with you, their draft, I have no idea about who they drafted and how good they are. So
Grimes and Deuce McBride.
Right,
were the first two
Grimes,
picks.
Grimes, and another
I
dude.
really
So
like
I
the
don't-
picks.
Me
I
too.
don't. Yeah, I have to do more research into that. I'm still trying to be more of instead of just a casual basketball fan, trying to get really into basketball. So we'll see what happens. But I do like the free agency. I do like free agency. I don't know if we should go ahead and say this is going to take us into like a whole playoff run, but it's definitely going to help. It definitely made improvements for this team.
I
So.
said we're still a playoff team. This is my thoughts.
Yeah, I'd
on
say
free
we're a
agency.
playoff team. Yeah.
Yeah. So my thoughts on
Yeah.
free agency, like Lauren was saying, you got to consider who was available in free agency in the first place. There was like 2 big guys, maybe 3, and then that was it after those 2 or 3.
It was
what I'm saying?
Lonzo.
It was like, I guess the big 3
DeMar.
was like Lonzo, Kawhi, and Chris Paul. Kawhi and
But
Chris Paul
Kawhi
basically
and,
went back to their teams.
Kawhi's gonna go back.
Yeah, that's what I'm
right?
saying. They basically went back. And after that, what you got? Kyle Lowry. I really didn't want Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, I didn't
DeMar
want Kyle
DeRozan,
Lowry.
I'm like, he's a good player. He is a good player. I don't really
Lonzo.
want him. Lonzo, I mean, we got
I-
Kemba, right? We got Kemba on $8 million
I would rather
too.
I'd take
to be
Kemba.
honest.
Yeah, I'd take Kemba over Lonzo.
And we got him on
And
$8
then-
million.
John Collins went back to the Hawks.
Yeah, there was like a lot of players that you knew were gonna go back to their teams. So it's like, I love what the Knicks did in terms of retaining players. I really want to keep both Noel and Rose, and we kept both of them because I really want to
Yeah.
see how Noel and Mitch are gonna do if Mitch can stay healthy. That's
And
gonna be
Alec
a
Burks.
great defensive center rotation.
And Burks.
Yeah, then we had to choose between Burks and Bullock, and then we kind of upgraded from Bullock to Fournier. Like, I like what they did, especially when you consider who was available. I definitely think we're an improved team for last year. The draft
Definitely.
had me confused at first. It had every Knicks fan confused because I was like, why did we keep trading back? Why do we
We're
keep trading
trading back.
I was like, we could have got Grimes at 19, but we still traded back. All right, and then I got it. It's because they're making cap space. We got 2 first-round picks, kind of like how the Giants did in the first and second round.
That's
we got Grimes
exactly
and Deuce
how I was
McBride.
thinking about.
And then we also got that Rokas, I think his name is, the European guard.
Lithuania, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was Lithuania. But we got 2 guys that were supposed to go in the first, and then we got a really nice, I don't know if project player is the right word, but I liked our draft, and we did it while saving money and Leon Rose playing 40 chess and making moves for the future.
Bro, the Giants and the Knicks are so in sync as far as everything that they're doing. It's crazy.
And then the thing is, with this team, I still think we're a playoff contender, but the thing is, I can't deny that the rest of the East also got good. Like, where we were the 4th seed last year, I think we're probably going to be like the 6th or 7th seed this year. And that's not saying we got worse. It's just saying the East got better. We got better too. But, like, look at where the Bulls are. Look at where the Heat are. The Nets are coming back healthy. The Bucks are going to be back. That's already, I think, the top 4 seeds. Actually, no.
The
The
Hawks.
Wizards. Not the Wizards. The Sixers.
No,
Everybody's
and
forgetting
the
about the Sixers.
And the Hawks are good now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
dude.
Hawks
They're
are gonna be
now,
good.
So the Eastern Conference has gotten stronger, so we're going to see what happens, you know what I mean? But I like the moves they made.
There wasn't any big free agents to land in Atlanta, was there?
Not really, I think. I will say somebody needs to check in on Luka and Zion because their teams Zion's team got worse. He lost his point guard.
Luka!
And Luka, I don't even know what the Mavs did.
Zion, come to the Knicks.
2024, man. 2024.
Would you guys take Zion or Luka?
I would take
I don't
Luka.
think Luka's gonna leave.
Are you saying specifically for the Knicks or in general? Well, for both
For
of
the
them, my
Knicks.
answer is the same. Luka, because
I'll take
Zion's
Luka.
play style is very similar to Randall's. And right now,
Yeah.
I think Randall is the better player. So
I just, if I had to predict who I think would leave their franchise, I feel like it would be Zion.
hmm
Mm.
Shout
just
out.
from some of the reports. But then
Yeah.
again, I feel like we always see reports like that, like, oh, this person is unhappy, blah blah blah. This person, but then you don't hear anything else about it for like what, 3 months?
Mm-hmm.
Here comes the
So
Shout
who knows?
shout out to Danny Thomas for the $10 super chat. The guy that made us talk about the Knicks in the first place. He says Quinton Grimes, I think, can be an Allen Houston if it works out. Deuce McBride is a 6'1" point guard with a 6'9" wingspan, good one-on-one defender, and his contract isn't guaranteed. Yeah, because we got him in the second round, right? So I think that's why. But I'm liking the picks, man. You look at our 10-man rotation right now. We got I think this is gonna be the starting rotation. Kemba, Fournier, RJ, Randall, Mitch. Then you got Rose, quickly. Who's our backup small forward? Why am I forgetting this? Burks,
Burks.
Toppin, Noel, and then you still got Taj.
Dude,
You still got
the
Quentin
bench
Grimes.
is
You still
good.
got Deuce McBride. We have a pretty deep team. That's 13 players right there.
Yeah, I don't think the rookies are going to be in the rotation like right
Mhm.
away.
Not right away. I don't think so.
That bench is pretty damn good, dude.
And Knox.
Oh gosh.
We still have Kevin Knox.
Poor Kevin Knox. And
He wanted to play in Summer League
Nilakina's
this
gone,
year.
right?
Apparently,
Yeah, we let Frank walk.
I read an article that said Knox like asked to play in Summer League this year. I feel bad for him.
Oh yeah, we still do have Kevin Knox. I didn't even list him. I'm be honest. I don't know. Kevin Knox. I know we let Frank let go.
Yeah,
he
should
is
play
playing in Summer League.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he should because if I were him, I'd rather do that than just sit there for 82 games.
Kevin Knox is a Summer League god. From anybody that
Yeah.
remembers his Summer League
Yeah,
performances.
yeah.
He's
like,
like,
let me
I
ball
feel
out
like
again.
Zion ripped the ball away and he like flew.
yeah. Yo, Sajid just kind of brought up this guy's name, and I just gotta say, I think the biggest upgrade this season, off season so far, is going from Alfred Payton to Kemba Walker, bro. Going from
Yes.
Elf to
Did a
cardiac
team-
Kemba, bro.
Did a team pick up Alfred Payton?
I don't think so, and nobody's picked up Dennis Schroeder either. He's asking for like $84 million. No, he's asking for 160.
Wait,
I mean.
no one picked up Nilakina yet, right?
Nope.
Frank.
I know we all love Frank, but like, he had his chance, in my
The French
opinion.
Yeah.
He had like
The
4
Frank
whole
hype
years.
was always strong on Nick's Twitter.
Yeah, Frank is still a Knicks through and through on Knicks Twitter. Joseph, by the way, KB says, "Tell my dad I said hi, and I took out the trash, and you gotta drive me to practice tomorrow."
Hey, what up, my son, Balby? I'll be there. I think.
He won't be there. He'll go and get
I
milk.
gotta go buy the milk.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Switching back to the NFL real quick though, because Lawrence said, or was it KB that said that they don't like when players are like they're not happy with their team? What about this man Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams? What y'all think about that?
I don't know. I think the Green Bay Packers are just a freaking mess right now.
I
and
have an
they're
opinion. Well,
Dysfunctional.
no, KB, you go first. Sorry.
No, I
If
just
you
I don't
start
have.
talking, I just go over. I have an opinion.
No, I'm gonna make this real quick. I feel like I'm so happy I'm not a Green Bay fan. I know they're like such an enriched franchise, and they go to the freaking NFC Championship every year or whatever the case may be. I'm so happy I'm not a fan of them right now. It's like you have to pick sides. You got to pick Aaron Rodgers or Green Bay, Devontae Adams. It's so dysfunctional over there. There's obviously so much animosity and tension over there. Aaron's there pretty much so he don't get fined, So he's just playing out that year. He cares nothing about the organization anymore. He's gone. So it's like it's such a disgusting situation if I'm a fan of the Packers right now, and I'm so happy I'm not a Packers fan.
So, this is my thing. Aaron Rodgers did that press conference, right? And he basically explained everything that happened. And, well, not everything, but he was basically saying, like, he has input he wants to give about players he works out with, and, like, how he's a quarterback and, he's familiar with players, whatever. And I feel like as a quarterback of that team and as a player of that caliber, I guess you could say he should at least be, I believe, listened to by the front office, because without Aaron Rodgers, that team isn't going to have the success it had in the past 10 years. And I just think the weird thing is with Green Bay is like, it's like they don't have one owner. It's like Green Bay, right? Like owns
Yeah.
the Packers, right? So that's why I think it makes this situation even more complicated because it's like the GM, like who's above the GM? Like
Right.
what is
Right.
the
There's no
order
order.
here? Like
Yeah. There's no order. Mm-hmm.
is the GM just like, no, I'm doing everything, Aaron, be quiet? I feel like Aaron had a lot of points, like in that press conference of saying, like, listen, I work out with players, blah blah, I hear things about players, like I feel like I
Yo,
should
he
be
said
able to
nobody
tell you
comes to
guys.
Green Bay
He
for
just wants to help the
vacation.
team win, to be honest,
Yeah.
obviously.
He said people come to Green Bay to play with me, which is true.
Yeah, he said it's not really a vacation spot.
He's such a sad. I mean, I love Aaron Rodgers as the player, but damn, he's such an a-hole. But it's kind of entertaining though. But still.
Oh no, guys! Evan Ingram is in the chat. He says, "Have no
Oh, that's
fear. The
right,
future
Evan.
NFL MVP is here."
You know what's funny? The Giants Twitter is posting about Evan saying he had such a day today and posting his highlight reel or
Evan's been
whatever.
having just a great training camp in general, which he
Yeah.
mentioned. He's been kind of
Which is-
having a great training camp.
Maybe after getting blindsided like that by Logan Ryan, he's just playing with more fire under him. I don't know.
I don't know, man. Evan, I'm gonna have to see it in
Do
a
you
game
think
before I
actually,
believe it.
the spider tack for the MLB pitchers is actually on Ingram's gloves?
Nah, he got stick 'em on there for sure now. He's putting
Yeah.
Gorilla Glue, flex tape, everything on his gloves. now.
Listen, I don't care. I won't tell a soul. I won't tell a soul.
No, listen, this is what I said last year, though. I think he was just in his head a lot last year with the drops and everything. I think he could have a better year this year, like, in all seriousness.
he's
I'm
gonna
not an Evan
have.
Ingram hater.
He's gonna have a better year because he's now like the 4th or 5th target instead of the number 1 target. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like he's not gonna have that much pressure with him. I agree with you. I think a lot of it was in his head. That's a lot of that pressure comes off if you're not the first target.
I like him. I mean, I'm not like a hater. I feel like so many people hate on him, and yeah, he did have some bad drops, and it was just like, what? But he also had some incredible catches, which I think just shows he was mentally, I think, just like kind of overthinking stuff.
Evan said, "Bruh, Kidblue, I gave Logan Ryan a 2-piece with no drink, but cameras weren't on. But the cameras weren't on for anything. So listen, it's only your word against the media's. So
This man said he gave the 2-piece.
with no drink,
That.
with no drink. So just straight hands, bro.
Listen, man,
That-
you don't work
that's-
at Popeyes, bro. Kelvin Benjamin works at Popeyes.
Right. And he and I don't recall he interviewed you. So
So, hey, man, listen. But speaking of Aaron, what about what you think about Devontae Adams said during that press conference as well? Devontae was basically like, he's gone no matter what, is what I got from it.
I didn't watch his presser.
Wait, when was this press conference?
It was
from? Which one?
the same time as Aaron's, where like the question that was asked that kind of went viral, I guess you could say, was where a reporter asked, if Aaron Rodgers comes back to Green Bay next season, would you be taking less money to stay here? He's like, no. What other profession do you see somebody at the top of their like league taking less money?
Devontae Adams is such a simp for Aaron Rodgers, bro. Get the hell out of here. Be a man. Be your own damn player. If you want more money, go get more money somewhere else. You don't need to play with your little butt buddy at a team you don't want to be
Wait,
on.
wasn't that what he was saying though?
Huh? Yeah, he wants to leave, but since when Aaron Rodgers came back, he totally disregarded everything and said, "I'm coming back now. Now I'm coming back."
But I
I'm
thought
doing-
he had 1 year left on his deal.
No, but he wanted to get traded. He was holding out as well. When Aaron Rodgers was holding out,
No,
he
I don't
was-
think Adams held out, did he? I think the contract talk stalled. Sorry, I just muted myself.
I could have sworn he held out because and then everybody was talking about him being traded to the Raiders.
Was that Green
go
Bay or
take-
was that Adams? That's the thing, though. Was Green Bay exploring an option, or was that Adams saying he wanted to be traded there?
Adams didn't officially request a trade, but he was extremely unhappy. Like she said with her contract, but he was not showing up to anything. He didn't show up to OTAs or nothing like that. He held out of everything.
No, I think Adams did show up because I think I feel like I remember that Adams did show up because someone asked him a question about holding out, and he was like something like, "Oh, like I'm not gonna like lose money, like because you get fined whenever you get fined or whatever." He's like, "I'm not gonna, like I
Okay.
have my job, like I'm gonna
So
show up."
so he showed up for everything. Is what happened.
I don't think he missed that. I don't think Adams missed anything.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Tudo for the $5 super chat. He said, "What would the Giants organization get in return if they trade Evan Ingram and Eli Penny? Just 2 pennies." Hey man, Evan Ingram, he's gonna get Tudo is gonna be the guy that motivates Evan to have an actual Pro Bowl season, bro.
Pennies, I'm dead.
Because Evan's in here talking hot, bro. He's saying he's gonna be a future MVP. He's saying he's
Coming
getting
in hot.
He said he's getting a $260 million contract as a top
Tight
16
end.
tight end, bro.
Let me tell you, Evan, I am so disappointed. He is like such a prototype at his position. Like there aren't a lot of players in the NFL like Evan Ingram as far as his like body type and his ability of what he can do on the field. Like such a weapon he can be. And it just disappoints me that he's in year 5 and this is where we're at with Evan Ingram. That we still feel like he can develop. Like, damn, man, it's been 5 years and you're like the only tight end that can do what you do and you can't do it? Golly.
I'm going to ask Lauren this. Lauren, do you think we give Evan Ingram too many chances since it's year 5 now?
Whoa, it doesn't even feel like year 5.
Right? I know. That's the thing.
Kind of fast. Listen. I don't think it's...
What other player? Like, we didn't give Dalvin Tomlinson 5 years.
Like, the thing is this. Like, okay, so you want to... So let's say the Giants wanted to trade Evan Ingram, right? But what if the trade offers they received weren't, good enough to their liking?
I could see that, but like
then is it giving up on him or is it just making a better move and hoping,
all right,
okay, now that he's
let
not
me
the
simplify
first
the question
option,
then.
he's gonna play
Are we
better.
giving him too many chances after we, took the optional 5th-year option on him then?
I don't think so, because also this team hasn't been good in general for the past few years. You know what I'm saying? Like overall, the team hasn't been great for the past.
Yeah.
Like as a whole, like the whole offensive unit hasn't been good.
Which, by the way, in addition to Evan, the offense in general in training camp, specifically the last 2 days with pads, have been on fire. They've been really connecting.
Daniel Jones yesterday in that brawl practice, he was 11 for 11 in the drills, in the full padded drills. 11 for 11.
Then today, I think he had another good day as well. All I see is good talk about his ball play.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what? Now I'm officially, because there's so many Evan Ingram. Why can't I get my camera? Where am I? Okay.
Yeah, I was doing the same thing.
There's so many Evan Ingram haters out there, and I have never really been an Evan Ingram hater. I'm officially an Evan Ingram breakout season 2021.
So she's on board.
I'm an Evan Ingram breakout season 2021. So all you haters, I'll keep note. So when Evan Ingram scores like 8 touchdowns or something and has like all these great catches, I'll remember.
Am I considered an Evan Ingram hater if I don't hate the guy? I just want him off my team.
I'm more of an Evan Ingram agnostic. Okay, I believe
agnostic. What does that even mean?
Yes. You know what agnostic is? When you believe something is there, you just can't put your finger. I believe there's something in Evan Ingram. I believe he's special.
This man's using religious terms now.
I just can't put my finger on what it exactly. Like, he won't do it. Like, I want to believe in the guy. He won't let me believe in him. I want to believe in him. In 2017, I was so pissed this team did not take Ryan Ramczyk. They let him fall all the way to the Saints at whatever number they were at. And I think they traded back up for Ryan Ramczyk. And so I was like, damn, we didn't even get the best tight end on the board at the time. It was this dude, what's his name? The guy, the tight end that went to Cleveland. He was still on the board. David Njoku. OJ Howard was off the board. Then we grab Evan Ingram. I'm like, okay, now I guess I have to be on board with this guy. He's a New York Giant. And he had a really good rookie season and just never improved from then. And I was like, I want to believe in you, dude. I really do. We put a lot of stock in you, but yeah.
And
listen, do I think he's played like a first round, like drafted tight end? No. But I just don't think he's going to have a crazy bad year this year. I'm hoping the drops are not going to be as crazy bad. And also there was some bad luck in there, I guess, like where the defenders were that just caused it to be interception and stuff. Listen, I think Evan Ingram is going to have a solid season. I'll say that. I'm not saying, he's going to have 1,000 yards and blah, blah, blah. I think he's going to have a solid season, and people are going to be like, yay, Evan. I think people are going to be like, nice catch, Evan. Like, people are going to be like, when people are just like, nice catch, Evan. Good job, Evan. And just like a solid clap for Evan.
A solid clap? The golf clap, or like the golf clap?
Like a solid, like, wow, like look at you go, Evan. We're so proud of how far you've come.
And that's the thing too, what Lauren said earlier, and that's the thing too about, when you said you don't think there will be a lot of drops or just unlucky plays, and I completely agree with you because we have more weapons, and so less opportunities for him to get the ball, which means
Exactly.
less opportunities of those things happening. I think that was really a big factor in it. With nobody getting open, Daniel Jones pretty much had to force the ball to Evan Ingram, thus causing a lot more mistakes. So if everything is more calculated, if there's more talent on the field, there's more separation on the field, there definitely will be less mistakes. And that's not just going from, Daniel Jones passing the ball, Evan Ingram being intercepted. I'm talking about, and just in general, less mistakes are going to be happening. I fully expect this team to get a lot more separation this year. We see it with a lot of these wide receivers. Sterling Shepard obviously is able to do so. He just wasn't able to do it in that scheme last year. Hopefully Jason Garrett opens up that playbook. But you guys know.
Yeah, please stop running 10-yard routes.
Exactly.
Curl routes.
Exactly.
The
Stop. Oh
defense
my
is gonna
God.
stay right there.
You know
pains
what's
me
hilarious?
my very soul.
We still get a bunch of curl out highlights from training camp.
It pains me to my very soul that one of the best route runners I've ever seen, Sterling Shepard, who I model my route running myself on him. Okay, I watch a lot of Sterling Shepard. He's one of the best route runners I've ever seen in my life, and the fact that you limit him to a freaking curl route every freaking play is blasphemy. It's blasphemy. So if he just opens up this playbook, give guys like Darius Toney, Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton, all these guys the ability to create separation, there should be less mistakes for Daniel Jones to make.
And a shout out to Sajid, Wild Child, Michael B, Sabrina, and Logan's Giant Zone popped in earlier as well. Miz in here. Thank you guys for tuning in. We got a guy named Not Wolves in here. You guys were talking about Ingram.
Definitely Wolves.
That's definitely Wolves. Wolves, what happened to his other account? I'm pretty sure he was like a mod or something, but now he's in here as Not Wolves. I'm not sure. I'm going to say this, though. For Evan, I personally think that he's had more chances than anybody else on this team has had. And he's going to need to translate his great training camp because he is having a great training camp. He's going to need to translate that to the season, which shouldn't be hard because, once again, you know what I'm saying, he's going to be so low on the target list now that, man, just catch whatever's thrown to you as the fourth or fifth guy on this team.
I don't want
to.
I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but I feel like I have to say this. I feel like every year Evan Ingram has the best training camp he's ever had. Like if you watch training camp highlights, Evan Ingram is the guy that's being highlighted all the time. And I'm like, damn, he's really good. Like Eric Flowers. Like, I'm not saying he is as bad as Eric Flowers, okay? I'm not saying Evan Ingram is that bad. But Eric Flowers, how many times did we hear about Eric Flowers every single training camp? Oh my God, he looks so much stronger. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, his footwork just looks so much better. He's gonna have a breakout season this year. And when the regular season hits, it's the same old BS. So I just hope Evan Ingram flips the corner, flips the role a little bit, and actually puts his money where his mouth is. Puts his money where his mouth is.
So I just realized, so Wolf said he's like banned from commenting. I'm going through my filters right now. Why is Diggy and the Rand Osman, one of my members, banned from commenting, crazy?
Bro? I don't think Let me tell you, you know how a lot of people, I know Bad Dog also made a video that he saw a lot of people.
There's a lot of dudes in here that shouldn't be banned that's currently banned.
Yeah, but listen,
Lucas Aiken, I haven't seen him in a minute.
Yes, he's another one that got banned. That's what I'm saying. I don't think there's any rogue moderators. I really don't. I know I saw Bad Dog's video as well saying that he thinks there was a rogue moderator that banned everybody, and everybody thought that. I think it's literally the YouTube algorithm. It's literally whatever you guys are typing in the chat, be careful because the YouTube algorithm is literally just like straight up banning you guys.
Bro, you're kidding me? That's happening. Like 2 of my members were in there, Lucas and Duran, and then Diggy, of course.
Wait, where do you find that?
Yeah, when you go into the YouTube dashboard, it's the gear thing, the settings, and then you go to community from settings, and you get to see
blocked or something.
Yeah, you could see who's like hidden on the channel. So that's crazy.
So wow. Like I said, I don't think it's any I don't think it's any rogue moderators. I think obviously the YouTube algorithm is very sensitive to words in the chat and stuff like that, especially in live chat. They really pay attention to it in live chat. I feel like if the algorithm picks up something that it doesn't like very much or something that was banned, it will ban you. And I don't think it will be any of the moderators, any of the content creators that are banning you guys. If you guys are somehow banned, hit us up on Twitter and we will bring attention to it. But I think that's literally what it is. I know a lot of people think it's us doing it or moderators, but it's not. I don't think it is.
Oh, the rant is in it. Look at that.
He's back. He's back just like
Look
that.
at that, bro. I haven't seen this man comment in like a minute. All of a sudden, I take him off the list, which, of course, I would never put you guys on that list. He's here. Shout out to Durant Osman for the $2 super chat.
And shout out to Diggy, because I know Diggy posted something about Levine Toilolo on Twitter when we talked about it, and I didn't see him comment. I was like, oh, that's weird. He usually says what's up. That's probably why. Diggy, if you're in here, say what's up, bro.
Where's Diggy? I haven't talked to Diggy in so long.
I know. I
chilling.
haven't talked to a lot of these guys in a while, man.
Yeah, I want to do a live stream like Monday. Is anyone streaming Monday? I don't want to step on their toes.
I don't think so.
I usually don't stream on Monday because that is a very bad day for work for me every Monday night. So.
But yeah, Durant, welcome back, bro. He says again, haha. I think this is the second time this happened to him. What happened?
I was gonna send you guys a DM for Monday.
For sure.
Yeah.
And Bobby Murphy was also banned, bro. And Bobby's
I'll
back
pop in
now.
whenever I can, Lauren. If you create
Oh
it.
yeah. I'm gonna put a bunch of guys in the group.
Okay.
But getting back to football now with the offense. So I know we weren't worried about the way the offense was performing before pads were put on, but reporters, as usual, like I was saying, with their negative selves, were kind of freaking out about some Giants fans were.
Yeah.
Now the offense have 2 great days in a row. I mean, how do you feel about that? Are you still like, hey man, it's still too early, or are you a little good?
Well, I love the balance of the offense and defense. Both landing blows on each other. Like, that sounded so wrong. Okay, never mind. Yeah.
You gotta, bro. That's on you,
God,
bro. That's on you.
Okay, yeah. Let me rewind that. Okay, I love the idea of the offense and the defense, having great days against each other. Okay, I'm trying to find a better term there. Having good days against each other,
Bro, what are you talking
in practice,
about, man?
because it shows the balance there, right? You never want to see a team like the defense just completely dominate the offense all the time, or the offense completely dominate the defense all the time, because then that shows a lot of weakness. We know what this defense can do, right? We've seen this defense play in the regular season last year. It's gotten a lot better this year, and the fact that the offense is doing what they're doing, Daniel Jones, most importantly, is having great throws and leading the day as standouts against this defense says a lot. It really does. And by the way, let me give a quick shout out to my guy Daniel Jones, man, because I'm telling you right now, you watch this guy in training camp, you will always see a spiral coming from this dude. He always throws.
KB's
and
a
that's
fan
one
of the
thing.
good ball, man.
Yeah, let me tell you right now, if you don't throw a tight spiral consistently, I don't think you're a good quarterback automatically, and that's why I really don't like Lamar
Eli
Jackson.
never threw a tight stop spiral like later on.
No, but that was towards the end, later
Yeah.
on in his career, which I always and I always clowned him for it. Don't get me wrong, I always clowned Eli for it, and I was exactly about to say, like, this is so much better that we're seeing Daniel Jones just throw a tight spiral. Like I said, I'm a fan of good ball placement and tight spirals, and that's why I'm not a huge fan of Lamar Jackson. But
Oh my God, bro. Yo, what does Lamar have to do with any of this conversation? Yo, Lord, we talk about Evan Ingram haters. This man is a certified Lamar Jackson.
I know
hater.
he is, because like every live
What
stream
does
on
Lamar-
there's some debate or something. I'm like, what?
Bruh.
I don't. It sparks a fire into me how people think a good quarterback just needs to run, and he's
All
a
I'm
good
saying
quarterback.
is,
It's not true.
What does
He's
Lamar
gotta
have
throw
to do
the
with any of this
ball.
conversation, bro?
You gotta throw the ball. Listen, it's funny because something just happened today. Des Bryant came out and was talking about Lamar Jackson and that Greg Roman literally has to design plays for him and it holds the offense back or whatever. He says something like that, and Ravens fans were all pissed about it. I'm like, duh, your quarterback can't throw. I mean, that's why. But I digress. Of course, people still don't agree with me, but Des Bryant said it himself. But apparently, I'm still wrong. But it's okay. We can.
All
move
I'm
on
saying
from
is he had nothing to do with it, bro.
when I think of lack of spirals, I think of Lamar.
All right, Lauren, go ahead. Go ahead.
Dashy.
Yeah,
what are
you
we
know that.
talking
Yeah, that's
about?
Dashy.
I
Yeah.
know Dashy, bro.
What are we talking about?
So I was initially just asking before he went on a Lamar Jackson. You could respond to the Lamar Jackson hate if you want to, but I was just asking how you feel about the offense. That they have 2 straight really good days.
Yeah, you know what? I love it. No, it's great, obviously. Why am I in such a laughing mood? Okay. It's great news. Great stuff. We love to see the offense be good for like the first time in a year, or maybe a little bit longer.
I'd say a little bit longer.
Like a while. And I'm not really overreacting to anything in training camp. Like when they said the offense wasn't looking good, I was like, okay, like it's like the first week of camp. And now, I'm happy to hear that, they basically had a perfect day on offense before the fight broke out. That's great to hear. I love that. That makes me happy. I'm gonna buy more into the positive stuff, honestly, than the negative stuff, just because I'm gonna trick my mind into having hope for this season. But listen, I've just kind of told myself, don't freak out over anything in training camp. Like, yeah, it's an indicator of what's going to happen this season, but I'm not going to freak out either way and be like, oh, the offense is going to be like top 5 offense in the league now because they had a perfect day. Like, no. And I'm not going to say, oh, they're going to be a bottom 5 offense in the league again if they had a bad day. So basically, I was thinking about that today too, because we didn't have preseason games last year. So how are we like going to gauge the preseason games? Like, I never know how much
is our
to
first preseason
gauge
game?
things.
Does anybody know
I don't know.
What happened?
when our first preseason game is?
Is
Mid-August.
it the 14th?
It's right around the corner.
Saturday, right? Versus the Jets?
That's literally the week of FanFest, right?
Yeah, it's that week.
That's actually kind of cool. Is our first game the Jets, you said?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, and then we have Jets, Browns, Patriots. I'm not sure if it's in that order, but those are 3 guys, and we're gonna be practicing with both the Browns and Patriots before those games. So I mean, that's something to look forward to as well.
Was the Browns confirmed? Because I know they were talking about it. Was it confirmed that they were going to be practicing with them?
I'm like 99% sure it's confirmed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how are you guys gonna judge this? I never know like how much stock do you put into a preseason game?
Depends who's playing, I guess.
I don't put
That's what I was
stock,
thinking. Like,
I don't put any stock when it comes to like translating it to wins because there's a stat out there that 4-0 preseason teams actually have worse seasons than 0-4.
Yeah, didn't we go like 4-0 in 2017?
yeah.
There's a stat out there that some.
But I mean, like Daniel
network
Jones,
talks
for
about it.
example. Let's say Daniel Jones has a great preseason, but sometimes he's playing against like
See,
second string corners. How do you gauge that? Like, how are you supposed to feel? Like,
I don't gauge the starters at all. Like if freaking Sterling Shepard plays, I already know what I see from Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton, whatever. I don't gauge. I'm talking. The only reason why I watched preseason games is for the guys trying to make the roster. Like for, like fringe guys or like guys that I'm looking at that can change the depth chart around. Like this corner depth chart, we don't know what it's going to look like until the preseason. And that's where it's really going to shape out. Those are the type of things I'm looking at. But as far as like Daniel Jones, maybe we're just looking for him not to throw an interception. That's pretty much what I want for him, not to fumble and not to throw an interception. Other than that, he throws some touchdowns. I would, of course, be happy. Maybe I'd be a little bit over dramatic and say that if he throws 4 touchdowns in a freaking
that's
drives,
what I'm afraid I'm gonna do. That's what I'm asking. Like if he plays well, I'm gonna be like, yeah, that's
well,
it.
I'll
Like,
ask you guys this. I'll ask you guys this. How much do you see the starters playing at all? 1 quarter in all 3 games? Just 1 quarter?
It changes. Like it's not just like all the starters play for. Like it changes. Like maybe you'll get Daniel Jones for 2 or 3 drives, but you'll have like Darius Slayton for 4 or 5 drives. Like they're both considered starters, but each of them have their own amount of like just like how basketball is with minutes and stuff like that. So I think each of them have a set of drives that they're going to be following. But I don't know. But I wouldn't say more than like. The first preseason game is always like a quarter for the starters, and then the second is a little bit more, maybe a half.
So I'll say this: now that there's only 3 preseason games, do you see that changing at all?
That's what I was gonna say, because it's usually the third is like the big one. So now, what is going to be the big one?
I think there isn't going to be a big one. I think maybe you'll just get a preseason where you get like a 2 quarters and a half, maybe the most you'll get. And then you'll have that third preseason game where like no starters play, but
yeah, I think that will be the last one this year.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see here. Duran says if he plays like his rookie preseason, he was. I remember Daniel Jones' very
like
first
5 for 5 and a touchdown.
I was thinking about that today.
This guy's a
5 for 5. That incredible touchdown. It wasn't to Sterling Shepard because that was week 3. I forgot who it was. It was one of those wide receivers that was fighting for a roster spot. Beautiful, like, corner, kind of corner when he has to go down for it.
Huh? I think it was Fowler.
Was it Fowler?
I think
it probably was Fowler. The man caught it, and we all like
corner of the end zone.
we were
yeah.
all just like, he's the future of the NFL.
He's the future.
He's the future of the
gonna be
NFL.
He's the next face of the NFL.
Exactly.
Just Daniel Jones, the most basic name in history. Daniel Jones. That's right.
If y'all don't
Someone
know
give him
about
a
this
good
man, you
name.
better know about him.
Times.
That or Tommy Stevens.
Tommy Stevens, right? Oh man.
You know what? Since y'all kind of joked about it, give me one player that could be like a potential just out of nowhere preseason star.
Kadarius Toney.
I don't know if that's out of nowhere though. Would you count that as out of nowhere?
Yeah, I would consider out of know because nobody thinks this guy's gonna be a baller from the beginning because of the type of player he is. He's not really like a straight up wide receiver. Everyone knows that, and so they just really think he's like a souped up like Tavon Austin. You know, a guy that just you put everywhere on the field. And so if he starts off hot, taking sweeps to the house and slants and working these mesh routes and stuff like that. I mean, he could, if he starts working that in the preseason, I mean, he's going to turn a lot of heads because you know as well as anybody else. You know, back after the draft, everybody was clowning the Giants for drafting what everybody thought was a second-round receiver in the first round. So,
and then literally like the day after, we learned how many teams want to take that man.
Right. If he comes out on fire, it's not going to be Kenny Golladay with all the attention. It's going to be Kadarius Toney.
And real quick, thank you guys. I remember seeing earlier Joseph and Sabrina saying that the sound effects are on point. I appreciate it, guys. What about you? Random dude that you think might break out in preseason?
Well, I see some people in the chat saying David Sills,
Ooh.
which I could see, but also
I'm loving
the guy
David Sills.
He's
I
having
was
a great
thinking I
preseason.
like that. I could see that. I agree. But also, the first guy I was thinking of was maybe John Ross. I don't know how much playing time he's going to get in the preseason.
Yo, Lauren, I forgot he was even on
But he's someone we haven't been hearing about. Like,
I know. I used to love John Ross coming out of Washington.
So are y'all
man.
saying he's gonna stay healthy?
No, that's why I literally, when we signed him, I said I have no expectation of this guy in the regular season because I just don't think he's going to stay healthy. His talent level is great. It's just that he can't stay on the field. I loved him out of Washington. I was rooting for him to beat that 40-yard dash by Chris Johnson. He did, and I was rooting for him. I was one of those guys preaching, saying that he's not just a down the field runner like a field stretcher. He can run routes as well. He can do all of that. It's just that his health, man. He can never stay healthy.
What were you gonna say about John Ross? If it's anything different than what Kate
me?
said.
No, I was just going to say we haven't really heard much about him lately. And, like, maybe he's going to get cut if he doesn't perform well. I don't know. But I love speed guys. Like, I think that's fun to watch. KB. Guys like KB.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I feel like he's gonna be a really interesting guy to watch in this preseason.
Ooh, Joseph would have got it. I like a lot. Dante Pettis about to pop off. He says in the preseason.
Yeah, it's another guy. You know what's crazy? John, like, look at the guys on the bottom of our depth chart and like the pedigree they're coming from, or at least the resume that they have. Right? John Ross is a former first rounder. Okay. Dante Pettis is a former second rounder. These guys are on the bottom of our depth charts, man. Like, what is that? That tells you this team, this wide receiving core is pretty damn talented. So I'm pretty much confident with whoever we bring out on the field.
Mm-hmm. And then in terms of the preseason, well, I already asked about that. You know who we haven't talked about tonight, or what part of the team we haven't talked about? The defense. Does anybody think that we're gonna reach a top 5 defense this year?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Not if we can't find a star pass rusher. If we can't find, like, I love Azeez Ojulari. I just can't put it on a rookie to be a star pass rusher out of the whole group yet.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can be number 5.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that we get a pass rush. I just don't know if we can be. Don't know if we can be a top 5 defense without a strong pass rush unit. Like, I feel like we could defend. I feel like we could defend the pass very well. We're gonna be able to do that, but there's only so much you could defend, or so.
Safety blitz.
Right, exactly. It's like there's only so many
Peppers. That's
always,
how we get pressure.
Oh yeah, we use peppers, but I mean,
Rodarius Williams as a preseason star.
Yeah. Yo, he's been looking good too, Rodarius Williams. He's been looking good too. So like man, we've got a very stacked roster that not a lot of these people know about. Like not a lot of the mainstream media. Like nobody in mainstream media knows who Rodarius Williams is and that he's a freaking brother of Greedy Williams. He's just nobody knows that. But these are the type of guys that we have on our team and at the bottom of our rosters, and guys that can really make an impact this season.
Mm-hmm. How do you guys think the defense fared in free agency? Let me ask Lauren, because me and KB have talked about this a lot. And I see somebody actually brings it up in chat, where I think that our defensive line got better, even though we lost Dalvin. I think Dalvin. What am I saying? Dalvin. I can't speak tonight, because I think we replaced his run stuffing really nicely with Danny, and then we replaced any pass rushing ability even better with Afidi. What about you?
Yeah, I agree. I think the defense, I think the line did improve. Obviously, you hate to lose him to the Vikings. Also, just because he was a player I liked, so it's kind of sad seeing him on the Vikings.
Why
But
we always
I think the
lose
line
our
is
good D
decent.
tackles to the Vikings, man?
Wait, what'd you say?
Why do we always lose our good D tackles to the Vikings?
Okay, I thought that's what you said. I was like, yeah. But the pass rushing, it still concerns me. But the thing is with this defense, they get so creative with how they bring the pressure because they kind of have to. So that's what I was saying. Like, like, I don't know, they'll have like a safety blitz in there or something. And yeah, you can always rely on that. But I think overall the secondary is still really good. I think the secondary got even better with what they did in the draft. And yeah, you got to hope Aziz like has a crazy season or something, because
Yeah.
the pass rush definitely it does make me a little nervous.
Mm.
But if you don't have anywhere to throw, then it doesn't matter how much
I'm
you
kind of,
have.
I guess you could say I'm
But-
over optimistic on Aziz, because I said he could be a defensive player, rookie of the year. I mean, not player, defensive
We've
rookie
heard-
of the year.
We've heard that before.
Listen, all right, Aziz was the best edge rusher in the SEC. Okay,
Why don't you just say it? Aziz for MVP.
Listen, because I already got Saquon locked in for the MVP. I got Saquon locked in for the MVP. Daniel Jones for most improved player of the year.
Most improved.
Aziz Ojulari as defensive rookie of the year, and Kadarius Toney as offensive rookie of the year.
How
I think those are pretty fair.
How about Lorenzo Carter for a comeback player of the year?
Lorenzo Carter as comeback player of the year. Exactly. See what I'm saying? We're on the same wavelength.
Oh, I love that.
You know what I just thought about? Why is there no like special teams awards?
Right? There's not
That's
even
a
like
good one.
like
Kicker of the year.
Yeah, that's so disrespectful to special teams. Why isn't there like
Graham
special
Gano.
teamer of the year?
I think we could all agree Graham Gano would have been special team of the year last year.
How did they not have an award for them? That's so disrespectful.
Special teams players are people too.
Kickers are people too. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I
I'm
don't
like,
know.
listen, put some respect on special teams. I would love to see like a special teams player of the year, special teams rookie of the year.
Our special teams was just really good last year when it came to kicking and punt. We got one of the best kickers in the league, in my opinion, also one of the best punters. That doesn't happen on every team, bro. Riley Dixon is a great punter. This man places it like in the 10 and in the 5 so consistently, so much. It's ridiculous. And then T-Mac says that he still has room to improve on.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Riley in 2019 is what Duran was saying.
Yeah.
Nah, he was. Listen, bro.
He
Over
wasn't
his
terrible.
course.
People think he was terrible because of what he did in 2019. That's how good of a year he had in 2019. He was not bad in 2020. He was not bad.
I legitimately think he's one of the best punters in the league.
It was actually the punt coverage that was bad. It was the punt coverage that was allowing so many yards. We had missed tackles all over. That's not Riley Dixon's fault. He put it where it needs to be, but the coverage was bad.
Mm-hmm. So, you know what? Let me ask you guys about Aziz then. Since we just made the joke that I have every single Giant player winning every single award. Lauren, what do you see Aziz doing in his rookie year?
I think he'll definitely make an impact. No.
I mean, you're not wrong.
let me go for that take right there. He'll definitely make an impact. No, I think we're gonna see him bring more pressure than we saw last year from this team, like more of that like traditional like getting like that edge rusher, getting someone off the edge to rush the quarterback, and not some of that creative Patrick Graham. This is how we're gonna bring the pressure because we're gonna like keep the linebacker here for a second and then we're gonna have him run in, blah blah blah, that type of stuff. I think we're gonna see more of that. I guess you could say like traditional edge rushing. I think it's just gonna allow. I almost just said Betcher. Oh my gosh.
Betcher? Where?
I almost just said Betcher
Oh, I was
instead
about
of
to
Graham.
say.
It's
Don't
gonna
disrespect
allow.
Patrick Graham like that.
I know I really shouldn't disrespect him like that. It's gonna allow Patrick Graham to even get, I feel like, get even more creative because you're still gonna have those guys up front bringing the pressure, but then you can get fancy and bring pressure here, or maybe drop this guy back and do this because you know you're gonna have this guy kind of consistently bringing pressure here. When they were bringing guys like Carter Coughlin was really like, remember the Seahawks game? Like Carter Coughlin was the guy getting the pressure on Russell Wilson.
Yeah,
like, that
Carter
was the guy who
Coughlin.
they were relying
I
on.
will
to
say,
do
to
that.
be
So,
fair, we had a lot of injuries at the edge last year. So
Yeah, but
just us being healthier is a plus.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? What
Yeah.
about you, KB? What do you see for Aziz in his rookie year?
I don't know if it's much of a hot take, but I definitely see him breaking BJ Hill's record
Which is
For,
5.5.
for rookie sacks. Yeah, 5.5. I could definitely. He's probably the best rookie in a while that we drafted for
I agree.
an edge rusher position. So I would say he goes right over that with like 6. My son says it exactly how I would.
I have him at 7.
Like father, like son. I'm gonna say 6 sacks.
I have him right at 7, and I do think that's gonna put him in a nice spot for defensive rookie of the year.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with 7 too. I'm just gonna be like over optimistic about
Yeah.
everything right now. Like every prediction I make is just gonna be
Real quick, what about Big Cat Leo? He takes a step back or no, Lauren?
Okay, so this is tough. I was thinking about this a couple of days ago too, because I'm trying to put together like a Giants stat prediction video, and I'm trying to like figure out how many sacks I think Williams is gonna have. I just call him Williams, not Leo.
Or
That was
Big
weird.
Cat?
Big Cat. Yeah, Big Cat. I feel like it might be a little bit of a step back,
Mhm.
but just because last season was so good, you know what I mean? And like he got the contract, so I feel like a lot more people are gonna be like on Twitter, like, oh, you know, like, oh, he's not playing, blah 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 blah. Oh, is he like? I feel like we're gonna constantly see that debate of like, oh, was he worth that contract? Blah blah blah. But I don't think he's gonna have a bad season. Maybe just like a little bit of a step down from last season, but I don't think it's gonna be anything drastic.
Hmm.
So
If you-
would you say anywhere like around 9 or 10 then?
Yeah, no, I think it will definitely be in that area, like around that area of last year, but maybe just a little bit less. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think those
Like, I'm not
sacks get
expecting
made
him
up
to
by
have
somebody
a
else because
better
maybe he's
season.
getting double teamed or something?
Wait, what'd you say? Sorry, I talked over you.
Do you think that the sacks that he's missing gets made up somewhere else because of double teams, so somebody else gets free or no?
Yeah, I think that, and I think like you said, like Aziz is gonna get sacks. Like I think there just might be more like distribution along that line of who's actually getting credited for the sack.
People are liking Dexter Lawrence a lot in the chat. 8 sacks for
Dexy.
I love Dexter Lawrence, but 8 sacks, and by the way, remember, spam the Dexter Lawrence emoji right now. That's a member emoji. 8 sacks though? That's a lot. What do you guys think?
That's a lot of sacks.
For Dexter Lawrence?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of sacks. I love Dexy, but that's not necessarily his game. He's more of, you know, that like
Yeah.
run stuffer. Like he's
Man,
not
That man's gonna have
Dexy
to
coming
drop,
off the edge. That's what we're gonna see.
that man's gonna have to drop 60 pounds before he gets 8 sacks. I mean, he's gotta move a little quicker than that, buddy.
Exactly. Hey, Paola in the chat. What's up, Paola?
What's
How you
up,
doing?
girl?
How you doing? Everything good over there?
How you doing?
Listen, I know KB could be a weird dude sometimes. All right.
You call me whenever he's acting up.
Listen, I'll drive down. Let me stop. I'll drive down to, I'm not gonna say where he lives, to Tampa, and I'll take care of it. All right. But I'll say this: we got like I'd say a couple minutes left, real quick. Me and KB talk about it all the time. So Lauren, I want to know what your outlook on the NFC East is. You could do it individually. You could go, team by team with the Cowboys, Eagles, and Washington, or you could just do a complete overview. Because Eagles
So I just
fans have been
recorded-
delusional.
So I just recorded my first NFL like division record prediction video before we went on this live, and I'm going division by division so you can see like who I think is going to win the division. I didn't do the NFC East yet, but I'll say this. Like, in my head, I really think it's going to be between the Giants, no, it's not the Eagles, sorry, the Giants, the Cowboys, and the Washington football team. And out of those three, you guys are going to hate me for saying this.
You're gonna say the Cowboys.
I think it's going to be close between the Cowboys and the Giants. I think that's where it's going to be close for the top of the division. I think that's where it's going to be close.
Fair.
Okay.
I'll take it. Fair. It's fair.
Where do you
I'm
see
not
the
gonna sit here and
Eagles?
be like the Giants are gonna run away with the division. Remember last season, everyone's saying, "Oh, the Giants are basically in the playoffs now."
Yeah.
I feel like we've been saying that for like 3 seasons straight. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Ever
So I'm
since-
just gonna try to keep
ever
it like a
since
little down to
2017.
earth. So guess what? If they do then win the NFC East, it will feel even better.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see the Eagles? I need you to say where the Eagles are because Eagles
If
fans are delusional.
if any Eagles fans has them higher than 4th place, they're delusional. All right, they're staying in the basement this season.
Yeah, I just don't think the Eagles are gonna play well this year. I don't know. Washington's schedule's like kind of tough, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It just- I
Washington,
don't know.
yeah, they got first place, so they technically have the toughest schedule based off of last year's records.
And I don't know the quarterback situation, like what's going on there.
Mm-hmm. What up,
Fitzmagic.
Levance? How you doing? Levance was another a victim of being randomly banned from chat.
Yeah.
It's literally like everybody that was in that list that I had to go and correct now, they're all back in the chat. Like, so that makes so much sense. That's all I'm going to say.
But let me say this really quick about the NFC East. I just want to say this because the Cowboys, because I'm talking about the Cowboys, saying, oh, like they could be right up there with the Giants, or I think them and the Giants will be fighting for that #1 spot. It's really going to depend on how Dak comes back from the injury, because last season they were winning games because Dak was throwing for like 500 yards. Like that's why they were winning games. Was literally
They won
solely
one game, bro.
because of Dak.
Yeah. What have they done to improve their defense? That's my thing with the Cowboys. They got a new defensive coordinator who ran the only defense that was worse than them. If you don't want to go for that 1 year, fine. You have every right not to go for that 1 year. But in terms of personnel, they didn't really improve the defense. They got another
Their
great.
offense is so good though.
Their offense was so good last year, though, wasn't it? And they won one game with Dak there.
It's,
1 and 3
yeah, I
or
mean,
1 and 4 or
the
something.
offense is great, but the defense is like playing that, is trying to defend almost that offense, if you get what I'm saying. Like the offense is so good, but the defense is so bad that it's like they're playing that same offense when they're on defense of like a quarterback throwing for like 500 yards.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Dak's numbers were crazy last season. The games he played, like 400 yards, 500 yards, like nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, like I said, guys, it's not me. I don't think it's any of the mods. Like KB was saying, YouTube, because this is the second time it's happened to me, and it's happened to other content creators as well, like Tana, like Bad
Yeah.
Dog, where
Me
people
too.
just randomly get on the banned list. And I know I'm not doing it. And my mods are pretty good mods, so they're not doing it. So, like, every now and then I just have to go in and check. And tonight there was a bunch of y'all that's currently in the chat that was on that list for some reason. But, yeah, going back to the defense, for me, the only impact player they added was at a position where they were already kind of strong in linebacker. You know, they added Michael Parsons in the first round.
Yeah, the corner situation is
The
like
corner
what?
situation is terrible. Their safety situation terrible.
The
in my
secondary is
opinion.
just not good.
Yeah, the
in
secondary
general.
is really bad.
Their linebacker situation is literally guys that they hope do well because they're all sleepers. Like this guy, and like right now, LB and Laura Brunson and all the Eagles fans right now talking about this dude named Davion Taylor.
Oh, you
which
want to switch over to the Eagles right now? Yeah, for sure.
never heard this guy in my life, but apparently he's a world beater and is comparable to Ray Lewis. So
With the Eagles, I don't know what the Eagles are doing. They're definitely a team I see winning like 4 games this year.
yeah, they're bad. They are bad.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, guys, unless you guys got any more questions for us, for any one of the 3 of us, that would be it for now. We're gonna tune out here. Got the regular thing going on. Lauren, before we go, why don't you let people know about yourself? Plug yourself. Her links are in the description. And yeah, let's get that going.
Oh, plug myself? Yes, my name is Lauren. Nice to meet you. I'm like so tired. Yeah, I just make videos. I have a video coming out tomorrow. There should be like videos like kind of almost every day now because football and stuff. It's pretty cool. I don't know if you guys like it, but yeah, lots of fun stuff. I think I'm gonna do a live stream with these guys Monday if they want. Breaking news and some other
down.
people too.
I'll try my best to get in there for sure.
I'm 100% down. And of course, you guys know KB. You don't need him to plug anything. Yeah, I mean, KB. He's alright. He's a dude, I guess.
Yeah, but I don't really got
Sonic.
nothing. Yeah.
With the blue headphones and the blue jacket.
I
Sonic
definitely
the
have
Hedgehog.
to. I definitely have to record more of my games. That was my first season. I'm in season 4 now, so maybe I'm quicker. I don't know. I gotta record
Vet,
it.
you're a vet now.
Yeah, I'm a vet now. Yeah, definitely can. Yeah, I have some veteran experience.
Second
you know.
contract is coming up.
I've been around. Yeah. They took my 5th year option, so I think I'm clear.
Well, guys, I will say thank you all for tuning in. I got back to doing skits again. Finally, it's been a while.
Oh wait, I have
y'all
that on
seen
my watch later playlist.
the watch later, but I saw somebody earlier said it was cringy. So I guess we'll.
No,
we'll see
I
what it
love
is.
your.
Listen,
I love
man.
your skits.
Listen, man. Skits are supposed to have a little edge of cringe, okay? That you gotta sprinkle.
Wait,
a
let's
little
all do like a skit together, but we can each film it and then like we'll compile.
That's what I was
See
thinking
now,
about.
if
that we
KB
could
was at
definitely do
Fan
that.
Fest, but he's not.
Man,
Yes, Fan Fest.
Don't
Oh my
buy,
gosh.
buy my plane ticket.
I ain't got
Oh,
that type of bread,
we're
bro.
doing Fan Fest.
I wish I
Let's
could go to
I'm
Fan
gonna record there.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna record because there's gonna be a lot of people in parking lot G. You know what I mean?
Are you? Wait, you're recording there too?
Yeah, probably gonna get like a little clip. Why
Okay,
not?
that's what I think. Okay, good. At least I'm gonna make sure other people are doing it too.
But well, that's gonna be it for tonight, guys. I would say this was definitely another great episode of Young Guns Podcast. I would classify it as one of these.
This is a certified hood classic.
Thank
We
y'all
can't
for
hear it.
tuning in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
can
it
hear
for
it.
now. Oh, we're out. Peace.